As you know, I have a paywall exclusive offshoot program called and we're giving you a free preview today. The Chiefs restructured Travis Kelce's deal to clear around $3 million in cap space.
That is a
Super Bowl champion James Jones joins us again. Nick?
Panic?
So a few
panicked.
I don't think that's how I'd put it. So a few years ago, the Chiefs late in the year added Terrell Suggs, friend of the show, Terrell Suggs, and he helped them get to and win the Super Bowl. And last year, Terrell Suggs, and he helped them get to and win the Super Bowl. And last year, about around this time of the year, they added Melvin Ingram on, a rental end of year to help supplement the pass rush, and he was excellent for them. And by the way, he's been awesome this year. Playing really, I wish they would have kept him. And now they free up. They already had about $3 million in cap space prior to this. They free up about another $3.5 million in cap space, and so they have just under $7 million in cap space now as we approach the trade deadline. Now I know when this happened, a lot of people were like, "Oh, what about Christian McCaffrey?" The Chiefs are not going to trade for Christian McCaffrey. The Panthers want. They say supposedly 2 firsts. They're not getting that. But they probably could get a second and something, and the Chiefs are not, I don't think, going to try to supplement the offense. I also don't think this is for Odell. I think that they are happy with the receiving core, especially with Juju coming off his best game. I do think this is for another pass rusher. I think it's the same thing as the Terrell Suggs, Melvin Ingram. I think that, Frank Clark was supposed to, coming off of this great offseason, he's been okay. They have Karlaftis, the guy they drafted. They have Carlos Dunlap, who's been okay. But they need another guy up front, and this now gives them the money for that. And people say, is it going to be Brian Burns? I don't think Brian Burns is going to be available. So I don't have the name for you. But I do think the Chiefs are doing this. The local reporters were like, it's because they need to bring up a practice squad player. No, it's not. Practice squad player, they don't need no $3.5 million in cap space. I think they want to add somebody, and this was done, for the record, before the Buffalo game. It was reported today. This was done on Sunday. So it's not in reaction to, or Saturday,
Sunday night?
This was not done in reaction to the Buffalo game. But I think it's to add a defensive player.
I don't care what they say, Nick. You're extremely smart.
Thanks, bro. I don't know who says, what do you mean, who's they? I mean, I think that's what everybody says. Literally what everybody says. Incredibly charming and obviously brilliant.
At the end of the day, that's the only way to go, right? The people you are trying to beat in the AFC is Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, right? So you cannot have enough pass rushers. Scoring is not the problem, right? MVS will get going. Juju had a really good game. Obviously, you got Travis Kelce, right? They're doing a really good job with the backs catching the ball out the backfield, toting the rock. The offense is not the problem, right? We have to be able to stop people and get the ball back to Patty Mahomes, especially late in the game, especially going up against elite quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, like Josh Allen, right? You cannot just have Chris Jones out there, and once they double team him, we cannot get pressure, right? You need to get another pass rusher to go with Chris Jones. Then you can have Clark on the other side to put pressure on the quarterback. It's the same reason why last year the Rams said, we got the baddest man in the world in Aaron Donald, but we need another one, right? And they go get Vaughn, and Vaughn caused problems, right? Same thing with Buffalo Bills. Nobody can stop us on the offensive side of the ball. We have to be able to stop number 15. We have to be able to go get Lamar Jackson. We get Von Miller, right? Same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. If they can get another pass rusher, I don't have the answer neither. But if they could get another pass rusher to go on that defense with Chris Jones, this team has problems. The AFC Championship is going to be a great game.
Well, look, they're problems anyway, and I agree with you guys. It's smart, but you brought it up. They're not getting Von Miller. That's the problem. They're not getting anybody that close to Von Miller. And Buffalo did. Buffalo beat him to the punch. Buffalo beat him to the punch. Well, that guy is, the Super Bowl whisperer. Wherever he goes, a Super Bowl follows. And it's going to follow in Buffalo. Von Miller.
Because he's been to, what do you mean?
Denver, Super Bowl.
But he was,
Rams,
it's not like,
Super Bowl.
Hold on a second.
Buffalo,
he was in Denver
Super Bowl.
Wait, hold on.
Super Bowl.
Hold on. He was in Denver
right
for years before they made, it's not like they drafted him and went to the Super Bowl. He was in Denver for years.
I'm just saying, that brother, if he's on your team, you win the Super Bowl.
When he had a capable quarterback in Denver.
He got a capable quarterback.
So Von Miller, the beat him to the punches, The Bills gave Von Miller 6 years, $120 million. I think a lot of teams could have gotten Von Miller for that. I think the Rams could have kept him for that if they wanted to pay him that. The Bills decided to go out, and right now he's looking, even at 32 years old, like he's worth it. We'll see how that contract ages. I am not as confident as you are that there won't be an super high impact player available in the next 2 weeks. I don't think people saw Von Miller coming available last year. I don't think anybody thought Denver was all of a sudden going to trade Von Miller. Von didn't see it coming. He was tears, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully, he was tears in his eyes leaving the facility because he didn't think they were going to trade him. So I think that we're going to see how teams play over the next 10 days or 14 days and see which teams decide.
But if anybody sees it, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's why you restructure.
Yeah.
They see something.
They're not doing this for no reason.
They know they're a little behind Buffalo.
But Vaughn had tears in his eyes watching the current Broncos game last night, bro.
You're supposed to
serve.
Oh, welcome back to First Things First. Drawing a blank. We got 4 minutes left in the show. These are our NBA MVP odds provided by our friends at Fox Bet. Got Luka, basically the favorite. Nick, you're a guy. I don't know if you're making these or just having meetings or what. It goes all the way down to Devin Booker. Nick, the NBA regular season MVP will be who?
The guy that should have been last year, Luka Doncic. I will remind America, 2 years ago, I had the courage to say Chris Paul should have been the MVP. I was like, no. Look at Nikola Jokic's VORP. And then they played in the playoffs, and Chris Paul swept his ass out of it. And then last year, I had the courage to say, hey, you know who's also missing his second best player and carrying his team? Luka Doncic. And everyone's like, no, just wait until he's in. And then Luka took him to the Western Conference Finals. Luka's this year in shape to start the season. It's been a bit of a problem for my large adult Slovenian son.
That is a big
He's
thing.
come into years as my extra large adult Slovenian son. He also is reunited with Campazzo. He's another year under Jason Kidd. He doesn't have the black cloud of Kristaps' funky attitude weighing down at the beginning of the year.
shots fired.
Oh, you know what? Fair shots fired. A lot of guys have just been so happy playing with Porzingis over the years. What, Wilds?
Jalen Brunson and Luka were this like nice little duo.
Yeah.
Now he's gone.
That's fine.
You think he? Like,
Tim Hardaway Jr. is coming in. Tim Hardaway Jr. It was a totally underrated part of last year's playoffs that Hardaway was out for the end of last season for the Mavs and out for the entire playoff run. Brunson was a nice player. Christian Wood, that addition. This offense is going to be the highest scoring, most efficient offense in basketball, and Luka Doncic is going to do what he should have done last year and win league MVP.
Well, look, on behalf of the MVP voters of
that have never voted for Kyrie.
I do have to say that it's a regular season award.
So
what happened in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference playoffs is irrelevant.
What about when Jokic got the 6th seed in the regular season?
He was awesome. I didn't vote for him
for
MVP that year, but
don't
still,
apologize
he was awesome.
for your
He was
colleagues.
awesome. So here's the deal. I don't hate that pick. I picked Luka in the preseason as my MVP the last 2 years. So maybe I'm a little skewed because I'm like, man, he didn't get it this year. He didn't get it that year. I'm going with a guy that's lower on that list. Used to be, I'm sorry, Wild.
No, you're going to do it. Oh,
But
you're going to
I took him months ago. I took him months ago.
What?
Ja Morant.
Wow.
Memphis, I
Total
believe
betrayal.
Memphis might be the #1 seed in the West.
Wow.
And Ja Morant's going to lead the way. Look, I took him a year ago. No, it's not like I'm stealing your guy.
Wow.
He's been my guy for months. You gave him up for
Mad. I said he was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Yeah.
I put him in the show every day. I don't care if he just made a nice assist, I'd get him in
Yeah.
the show. I felt like the Timberwolves were being unfairly mocked. So I started to sort of root for them because I got rooting for the underdog.
You abandoned. Don't say it
hold on.
nicely. You abandoned Ja.
He called
Anthony
him the
Edwards,
most
I'll give you
electrifying
that
man
one.
in sports entertainment. But then what happened was this. Everyone just thinks about the fact when Wilds abandoned him for the Timberwolves and then Ja went on camera, said, hey, Kevin Wilds, don't switch it back up.
He was talking to you.
But what is, of course, he said, hey, Kevin Wilds. How many Kevin Wilds are there? But the other thing that happened was Ja had one of the greatest dunks in playoff history.
That's
and
right.
Wilds was like, it's a 7.
That's
I've
right.
seen
That's
better.
right.
So you're not the Ja guy anymore.
I'm
I
gonna be
am.
the Ja guy.
No.
You know,
How am I not?
Fine. You know what I'm going to
You
pick for
went
MVP?
from bad.
Chet? Yeah, no, not Chet. Although that would be good. I'm taking Giannis, the best player.
there you go,
the best
out on the
player.
limb.
He's
Really
the best
out on
player
the
in the
limb.
world, and you guys don't pick him. What do you want me to do?
What?
He's the best player in the world for MVP.
He was the best player in the world last
Yes,
year
and he
and the
should've
year
got-
before that, too.
Yes, he should be MVP. It's a makeup award.
It's
He
a
should win
shame.
2 this year.
You should make
really upset
Giannis.
Yes,
about
it's
this.